Hello and welcome back to Not a Watch Snob. I am your host, Ted Kennedy. Today we're going to be looking at a very fascinating watch. It's a waterproof watch, which I happen to like just in case I got to go for a late night swim. It's a very sharp watch. The watch is sharp looking. And today we're going to be looking at the Bulova Senator C era. The Bulova Senator C was a model of wristwatches produced by the Bulova Watch Company. The Senator was a model line that Bulova produced for several decades. It appeared in advertisements as early as the 1930s and continued all the way into the mid-70s. The style and features of the Senator evolved over time. In the early days, some Senator models featured Art Deco styling with regular cases, but by the 70s, the design shifted towards a more contemporary look, with styles that really spoke towards the era, including cushion cases and integrated bracelets. The movement on these watches was available in both automatic and mechanical southwind movements. This one that we're looking at is an automatic 11A 0ACB movement, and it's from 1972. The case is gold plated with 10 karat gold plating, electroplating, hydroplating, Wyatt's grease light. Okay, we're gonna give up. The case shape is, it can vary from model to model. We're looking at the Cushing one, but some of them were described as 38 millimeters, while others were described at 42. So I think this one's around that 42 millimeter watch case, but I don't have my tool, so I can't judge it. But some of them are oval, some of them are cushion cases. This one is the cushion case. The dial on this watch is a silver sunburst dial with a beautiful brushed gold circle in the center, as well as some brushed gold detailing around the outer bezel, if you will. The markers are applied indices, and they do glow in the dark, which I like. It also features a date window at the 3 o'clock position. With a cool way of setting the date by pulling the crown all the way out quickly, you can actually change the date. But it's kind of a bitch to get back to where you need to go, but that's a different story. The bracelet is an integrated gold-plated multi-link bracelet. The pros and cons of this Senator watch are as follows. Pro: it's a rather large watch, giving it kind of a hybrid style between both old stock vintage as well as vintage inspired new. Now what I mean by that is this watch could kind of pass off as one of those modern watches that's kind of taking a node to the vintage eras of before. Now this watch happens to be from 72, however, like I said, its styling is almost well ahead of its time. If they had known that a lot of watch companies were going to be kind of taking bits and pieces of the 70s and putting it into today's modern design, I think this watch would have fit perfectly into today's modern design. But they didn't know that, so I think this really plays well as it could be vintage or it could be that new inspired vintage as well. Another pro is it goes great with anything. Now this gold, a lot of people don't like gold, they stay away from gold, but it's not too in your face. It's a little bit more subtle. It's not like a very heavily polished yellow gold. It's a subdued, brushed yellow gold case, which makes it even more stunning. The markers are loomed, that is definitely a pro, and the date functionality, like I said, is incredibly cool. However, that leads us into the cons, and the cons of this watch are that the rotor is a bit loud. You can kind of see it. You hear it? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's that. All right, it's a bit loud. And the crown can be difficult to set. Like I said, if you pull it too far out, you end up changing the date. It becomes a pain in the butt. Now, one of the coolest parts of this watch is the monogram on the back, which reads, "Love Vera." Now, that is really cool. I don't know who Vera is, but she clearly loved me. I'm just joking. She loved the person who this watch originally belonged to, and it survived throughout the time, which I love. It may have lasted more than I love. Who knows? But I love sort of monogram watches, so that's definitely a pro to me. Although, how did I get to the pros to the cons? I don't know, but whatever. I switched around on that one, but all in all, if you want to look like a lavish collector at only $400, this watch is the perfect mix of dress and everyday wear. Check out oldmoneywatches.org to purchase it while it lasts, and remember, my name is Bill. I'm not a watch snob, and neither are you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.